G'day guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a Cooper's European Lager with Cooper's Brew Enhancer 3. I'm going to do that into a Fermzilla, so stick around if you want to see more. So guys, what we do first is we pour hot water into a pot. You can't actually pour it into the Fermzilla. I've learned that you can't, basically, because it just can't handle the heat. This is going to be, 90 degrees Celsius, where that can only handle up to 50 degrees Celsius. So there's no way I'm going to do that. I'll melt my unit, and I don't want to do that. So what we've got is just hot water out of the pot, out of the kettle, boiled it. It's about 2.5 to 3 litres. I'll now put my brew enhancer in there, which is hot water, so it's always going to be sanitized. I put the Cooper's European Lager in hot water and I'm soaking it for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so the heat gets through the actual extract. The extract's like honey, it's like molasses. If it heats up, it gets more liquefied, so it actually becomes much easier to pour. So just so you know about that. So before that, I'll pour some Brew Enhancer number 3 from Cooper's, which is recommended by the can. So when you purchase the can, read the side of the can. It actually tells you what to bring or add to it to enhance your brew. So I'll pour that into this little fella here, which is of course the hot water to dissolve the brew enhancer to make it a little bit easier to work with later. So you get all these little daggers that come up in through the air, and I just taste it. This is actually just like a malt. You can eat this, and very tasty, very sweet. Now that I've poured my brew enhancer into the pot, I'll grab the stirring stick, which is just a stainless stick that I've got from the grandfather kit. So I'll just stir to dissolve it, and once it's all nicely dissolved, I'll pour that. I'll put this aside, keep it safe. And then I'll grab a bucket of water, and I'll just fill my Fermzilla up with water. And I'll show you how I do all that. So it's stuck on the bottom at the moment, so we'll get this done. Okay, that looks like it's pretty much dissolved. I'll give you a bit of I'll show you what that looks like. All right. Put that down. So that's what it looks like, all nicely dissolved. Looks like wort, but it's all just a very clean malt. So I'll just be back in a sec. I'm going to get some water. I've got 10 litre buckets of water here I can use. I'll fill them up, pour them into my fermentosaurus, and we'll go from there. So this is simple. This is just distilled water I've had already. I'll just use that up, and then I'll pop water in it. Oh. So we'll get the Fermzilla up, and just to show you, this little fella is, I know I've got a small table, but I should be able to work with that. This has been fully sanitized. I've fully cleaned it, so I just try to get rid of all the factory manufacturer smells out of it. And then once I've done that, I'll give it a good clean. Then I'll give it a good sanitizer. Now it's fully sanitized right throughout, even in the tube carrier. I've closed the actual valve. And when you close these valves too, you'll feel, I'll turn it around so you can see what I'm doing on this side. When you close them, you can actually open it to the base, bring it down. When you bring it up, you'll feel it grab, and that's nearly closed. Give it a bit of a small tug, and you feel a little lip, just small lip, and that's sealed. Just so you know about it, because I didn't see that until when I first did it. Now I noticed. Okay, so now all I'll do is just pop cold water in here up until 20 litres, which I'll use the measurement on the slip, but I know I've said that the slip isn't accurate, but it's good enough. So I'll just grab my water, pour it in. And I've already checked all the connection seals, and I made sure that all the valves were closed. So I'm measuring 1 litre with the tube catcher valve closed because 1 litre is from the seam up. It's not from there. So when you open it, you actually lose a litre. Just so you know about that too. So I'll go and fill this back up and we'll get some more water. And we'll start again. We'll go again. Okay, I'm back for my next load. Whoop, 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 whoop. These are 10 litre bottles, so I'm actually hoping that my measurement's right on the side panel on this this little fella. Sorry guys, I know I'm hiding my face. So like I said, I'm just filling this up to 20 litres, so I've got 3 litres to play with. And I'm doing this water first because these fermenters can't handle the heat, which is fair enough. They can handle the pressure though, which is a great thing. So I'll just check the level on that. Should be 16 litres or so. Where is it here? We're looking at, yeah, we're looking at 15, 16 litres. How's that? It's pretty accurate. So we'll try again for the next lot. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. All right. Okay, we're about 1 litre away from 20. I'll just pour that in. And that's the 20 litre mark. Wonderful. So we've copped that up to 20 litres now. I'll just put that down there under my feet so I can kick it later. So I'll give you a bit of a shot of that. Just use my phone for that. So we're at 20 litres. So there you go. Hopefully you guys can see that. So now from that, I'll put my enhancer in, which, see, these openings are bloody huge. So now I won't spill it like I have been in the past. And the enhancer goes in like this because the cold water will dilute the heat and stop it from overheating. So let's see how deep we are now. I've got a feeling I've put too much in. I have. We're at 21, 22, 23 litres now, and I've still got another litre and a half to put in. So I will crack. That's going to be a problem. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm just going to be 1 litre over. Oh well, just whatever we do. Smells really nice. Not that I can smell much at the moment, the cold I've got. But I'll pour that in, like so. You can see it's nice and liquidy. That brings the level up to 24.5 litres by the time I've actually brushed this out. And we've really done everything wrong. What do? I'll just leave that sitting there. Get my sanitizer. I have sanitizer in a bottle here. This sanitizer in a bottle is a great idea. Just make sure everything's still sanitized as you go through. Look, you can always still get bacteria in your brew, regardless of how much you try to sanitize, but this will minimize it as much as possible. So usually what I'd do, if it wasn't the Fermzilla, which I hadn't thought about, is I normally rinse these out with cold water as I'm putting it in. But I completely forgot I had to do that. So I'm just going to take as much out as I can. This is an experiment anyway. First brew with the Fermzilla. And if you're interested in watching this go to shit, I'm here making it go to shit. So now I've added my extract, I've added my brew enhancer, mixed it through, aerated the wort as best I can at the moment. Like I said, this is a quick one. I'm being rough, as you can tell, being very rough, just to see what happens. If it comes out good, then it gives you an idea that it's not that bad to be rough. It's fine, you can do that. We'll find out. Now, I'm going to crack the valve and allow the wort to get into the chamber, like so. Hey, I knew that would happen. So we've got a bit of extract down there, but the good thing about this is the extract in here will dissolve through with the yeast, so I think it'll be fine. Well, we'll soon find out anyway. So we've got extract sitting down here, we've got no water leaks, so that's a really good thing. And that brought the level down to 23 litres, or 22.9 litres, let's say, or 6 gallons. It's pretty much on 6 gallons. So it's exactly where it should be. So eventually when the yeast eats it all, it'll go down and we'll still end up with maybe 23 to 22 litres. So that is awesome. So also now we need to check the temperature. The temperature of this is at the moment 20 degrees Celsius. between 20 and 22 degrees Celsius. That's 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I can pitch my yeast because that's the pitching temperature. So here's my yeast. I'm using Cooper's yeast to come with the actual kit. It's called just brewing yeast. Brew as per instructions. I haven't seen a problem with that. I'm sure if you use different yeast, you'll get different flavours. Different yeasts extract or poop out different flavours. I haven't really experimented with that, which is this next year coming after Christmas. I'm going to start thinking about actual parts and putting in measurements and experimenting and making sure that I get more complicated or technical with my brews to see what happens, and I'm going to start recording it, because all my brews I've just recorded video. I've never actually written anything down except for a couple of things on the Grandfather Brew recipe website. So on that, I will spray this with sanitizer, coat it up, find my scissors, which I'll also spray with sanitizer. What? That way it's coated with sanitizer so that the any bacteria may be on it will be eliminated, even though this is open wide and I'm talking away and I've got a bug, so hopefully that bug doesn't go in there and change things. I'll add my yeast. I'll quickly grab a video camera and I'm just going to show you how I just do it. We just basically just sprinkle her in. So here we go. We just get the old yeast there, and that's it. Just sprinkle it all in and it will spread out. We don't have to stir it if you don't want to. It says you can, but you don't have to. It will go through anyway and regerminate. Okay, so now we've done that. The yeast is nicely sitting there. It's going to start soaking up all the fluids and become active. It'll actually start eating away into all the sugars that are in here. And you know what? I forgot to do a gravity check. Damn. But these are pretty good. Their gravity is always the same. So now if you extract at the base here, the yeast will make its way down to the bottom and eat that and mix it through. So it will mix through anyway, so no big deal. Right, now all I have to do is add the lid. But before I add the lid, I've got a bit of extract on the side here. I just want to clean that off so it's not so sticky. And I'm just using sanitizer as a dilution. It's just a fluid. I'll get myself a sanitized cloth and I'll clean it. Okay, so that's nice and clean now. You can still see some on the top, but that's actually underneath the lip, so it'll mix through later. So I'll now grab the lid, pull out my airlock, which is this guy. That'll go in a sec. Pop the inner lid, the inner cap. It's a little rubber seal around here that will just seal on the inside of that lip. This little ring that locks the lid on, that's been sprayed with sanitizer as well. We'll screw that on nice and tight. Make sure that it's sealed. Even though it's sealed, you don't have to go super tight. It just says firmly do it up, which is done. Now that's shut. All I need to do now is put my airlock on, which I'll fill up halfway with sanitizer, just to be sure that when the air goes through, if it tries to breathe back into the wort, bacteria won't go in with it. It'll be killed before it gets in there. So that's filled halfway at least. That goes into your little airlock point, lid on, and it's set up, ready to ferment. Give it a couple of weeks and it should be ready to bottle. So don't mind giving it a bit of a shake up. We've got a bit of extract up top there I want to try and get off, so that's working nicely actually. Let me get the extract off. So nothing's leaking, that's a good thing. It's good doing this, just get the aeration going through it. It's really quite good. Alright, this is probably as best I'm going to get it. So I'll pop that down out the way, put it in a nice shady spot, maybe cover it up with a bit of cloth. We're going into our spring now here in Australia. So from that, we can start brewing a lot again. So it's really good, we're looking forward to it. So you poor buggers going into your autumn or fall, or whatever you want to call it, if you're watching from America. We're getting into spring. We're going to have some fun. Hot weather's coming back. We've had some cold ones and got some bugs as well. So, alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll give you a rundown on how I bottle it, because I will bottle this one. I haven't bottled for a long time, so I'm going to bottle this one, not keg it, which is great, which would be something different. And I'll show you how I do it. And I'll let you know how it tastes. I've got a couple of home brew that I have done that I haven't tasted yet, because I hadn't had any gas to actually carbonate it, so I've been waiting for that. That will come up soon as well, so I'll give you an idea on what I feel it tastes like. It'll be great to have someone to come and sit with me and help me review my own beers, but there's nobody out there who wants to do it, so I'll just keep going and keep doing brews and keep heading off in hopefully in the right direction. So if you are happy with what you saw, I know it's a bit rough, this one, and I did do a rough brew, and I did it on purpose, and I did it roughly on purpose, so that's something that I want to do to show you that you can be rough, you can do it scruffy, you can do it messily and out of the order of what they say to do it in, and it will still come out good, hopefully. So we'll see how this one turns out, and I'm hoping that it'll be good. If it's good, then you know you can get away with a lot of things without having to worry about it too much. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.